I can come back from these trips, all six of them, and have incredible evidence of X, Y, and Z thing, and show from A to Z the truth, because they're pictures and they're witness testimonies, which has always been my focus, to let the Ethiopian people speak about their own history and circumstances and let the pictures corroborate their statements. It gets ignored because people don't want to hear bad news about their friends. And now, looking at the situation with Wolkait, um, standing in a place where there were 9 people buried on top of each other in one grave in one little corner of this town, which is reportedly built on mass graves, and visiting other graves that hold 24 here or 35 there, and looking at a potential, you know, region being a gravesite. The point person in this intelligence gathering for these organizations is a member of the TPLF. And once again, it goes back to, I don't want to hear bad news about my friends. And so I'm going to let my friends speak, even though my friends are the one who committed the crimes. So they're going to take that word over it. And, one thing the TPLF does in the West and does well is utilize the power of the white voice. So white is right across the board. When a white person says something about Africa, the white person is correct. Even if, you have somebody who's lived in this region. I mean, what you're dealing with is family members who know where their family members are buried, who are actually digging by hand. Now that they have access to the region, they're digging by hand to try to find father, brother, uncle, community leader. And these two human rights organizations, of course, they're ignoring that. They actually came out with these reports to try to downplay or blunt the effect of the University of Gondar's report. So, but yeah, what the TPLF does is utilize the power of white speak. And so you look at the talking heads, aided or abetted by a member of the TPLF, and that's going to be gospel over the tens of thousands of voices of Wolkait in the region who have missing family members and still have missing family members, you know? So it's just a go-to. And I've even seen it now. It's just like people will sit there and tell me to my face that my research might be flawed when I was standing on a mass grave 3 days ago, and I'm watching a local grave digger dig a grave that he dug 20 or 30 years ago. He can even tell you how many people are in that grave because he dug it and he saw them place bodies in that grave. And I can repeat that, but here comes, somebody from one of these organizations who's not the same color as me, and they say something and the word gets discounted for some. Other people who, know how I do business and know the ethics that I try to stand for and represent will take pause, and realize like he has pictures. He was there on the ground. These people were 700 miles away, 1,000 miles away. They were in Europe compiling reports from somebody by phone who you don't know who you're talking to, And it's just like, it's people need to kind of begin to understand in the West, like, if you are talking to a member of Al Qaeda about Al Qaeda's atrocities, how much water is that Al Qaeda representative going to hold when you're trying to gather an objective report about their crimes? It just, and in the West, it's just like the TPLF is not equated to Al Qaeda or ISIS. They're equated to like a freedom fighting group that is fighting against the oppression of, the Ethiopian government and Prime Minister Abiy, and it's unreal to see.